Welcome back to Whispers from God. Let me ask you something honestly. How many times today have you replayed the same thought? The same problem, the same decision, the same what if, over and over again, trying to figure everything out, trying to predict every outcome, trying to make sure nothing goes wrong, and yet the more you think, the less peace you feel. That's the trap of overthinking. It feels like control, but it's actually exhaustion. And today, we're going to break that cycle, because what you call overthinking, Scripture calls something else. A lack of stillness. Your mind was never designed to carry the future. It was designed to trust God with it. And in this message, we're going to uncover 5 biblical secrets that will help you stop overthinking and finally step into peace. Let's begin. Secret 1. Stop leaning on your own understanding. Proverbs 3-5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding." Now think about this. Overthinking is built on one thing, trying to understand everything. You analyze every detail. You calculate every outcome. You try to connect every dot, but your understanding is limited. You don't see the full picture. You don't know every outcome. You don't control every variable. And yet, your mind keeps trying. That's why it feels so heavy, because you're carrying something your mind was never built to carry. God is not asking you to figure everything out. He's asking you to trust Him without understanding everything. That's the shift from control to trust. Secret 2. Release what you cannot control. 1 Peter 5-7 says, "Cast all your anxiety on Him." Overthinking is often just unprocessed control. You keep thinking because you feel responsible. Responsible for outcomes, responsible for fixing things, responsible for making everything work. But not everything is yours to carry. Some things belong to God, and when you hold on to them, your mind keeps spinning. But when you release them, your mind begins to rest. Here's a simple truth. You cannot have peace while holding what God asked you to release. So the question is, what are you still holding? Secret 3. Stillness breaks the loop. Psalm 46-10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Overthinking feeds on motion. Thought after thought, scenario after scenario. Your mind never stops, but stillness interrupts the loop, not by solving the problem, but by calming your mind. Because peace doesn't come from answers. It comes from stillness. When you slow down, when you pause, your thoughts lose their power, and God's presence becomes clearer. Now let's go deeper, because overthinking isn't just mental, it's physical. Your body feels it, tension in your chest. That's what constant analysis does. It drains your energy, it clouds your clarity. It disconnects you from peace. And the reason is simple. You're trying to live in the future, predicting what hasn't happened, fixing what doesn't exist yet. And that leads us to the next shift. Secret 4. Anchor yourself in the present. Jesus said in Matthew 6:34, "Do not worry about tomorrow, but overthinking lives in tomorrow." What if this happens? What if that goes wrong? And your mind builds problems that don't even exist yet. But God meets you in the present, not in imagined futures, not in hypothetical scenarios, right here, right now. The noise begins to fade because most of your anxiety is not real, it's imagined. Now pause for a second. Think about what you've been overthinking lately. That one thing, that situation, that decision. Notice how your mind keeps returning to it, not because it's helping, but because it feels like control. But control is an illusion, and peace begins where control ends. We've covered 4 powerful truths so far, but the most important shift is still ahead. Now we move into the shift that actually sets you free. Secret 5. Replace thoughts with truth, not more thinking. Philippians 4-7 says, "The peace of God will guard your heart and mind." Notice this carefully. Peace doesn't come from thinking more. It comes from replacing your thoughts. Because overthinking is not solved by more analysis. It's solved by anchoring your mind in truth. Most people try to fight anxiety by thinking harder. Let me figure this out. Let me solve this. Let me prepare for every outcome. But that only creates more noise. God's way is different. Instead of adding thoughts, you replace them. When your mind says, "What if everything goes wrong?" you answer with truth. God is in control. When your mind says, "I don't know what will happen," you answer, God already knows. When your mind says, "I can't handle this," you answer, God will strengthen me. That's how peace guards your mind, not by removing thoughts, but by overpowering them with truth. Now let's go deeper, because there's something powerful happening here. Your brain is always searching for certainty. That's why it overthinks. It keeps trying to find answers. But here's the truth. You don't need certainty. You need trust. Certainty comes from knowing everything. Trust comes from knowing God knows everything, and that changes everything, but not obsessing over outcomes. This is what we call divine detachment. You do your part. You take action. You make decisions. You move forward. But you release the result, because the result is not fully yours. It belongs to God. Overthinking happens when you try to control both effort and outcome. Peace happens when you focus on effort and trust God with the outcome. Now imagine your life like this. You wake up, you do what you can, you give your best. But instead of replaying everything, you release it. No constant mental loops. No endless what ifs, just quiet trust. That's freedom. From fear to faith in daily life. Now let's make this practical. Because this isn't just theory, this is something you live every day. The next time your mind starts racing, don't follow the thought. Pause, breathe, and ask yourself, is this thought helping me or draining me? If it's draining you, replace it. Speak truth. Bring your focus back to the present. And release what you cannot control. At first, it will feel unnatural, because your mind is used to overthinking. But over time, you build a new pattern, a pattern of peace, building a track record of trust. Here's something powerful. The more you trust God, the more evidence you collect. You start seeing things work out. You start noticing how problems resolve. You start realizing, I didn't need to worry that much. And that builds confidence. Not in yourself, but in God's faithfulness. And that confidence quiets your mind in the future, because you've seen what He can do. Now let me speak directly to you. You've been trying to figure everything out. Trying to get ahead of every problem. Trying to control every detail. But it's exhausting you. And deep down, you already know that. So today, you don't need more thinking, you need surrender. You need stillness, you need trust. Because your life is not held together by your thoughts, it's held together by God. So here's what I want you to do right now. Take a deep breath and say this quietly, I release what I cannot control. I trust God with what I don't understand. I choose peace over overthinking. Let that settle. Because this is where freedom begins. Thank you for spending this time with Whispers from God. If this message helped you, subscribe, and share it with someone who is stuck in overthinking right now. And comment below, I choose trust over overthinking, because the moment you stop trying to control everything is the moment your peace returns.